Man, the crypto world, right? It's like trying to drink from a fire hose sometimes.
It really is.
So much happening all the
Yeah.
time, but the last 24 hours, forget about it. Absolutely nuts.
Totally agree.
Which is why we're here, to like filter all that crazy into something you can actually, digest.
Yeah, we're going to cut through all the noise and pull out the stuff that actually matters.
Exactly. And guys, if you find this helpful, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps the show.
Yeah, means a lot.
Okay, let's jump right in because there's a lot to cover. First up, we got to talk about MicroStrategy.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
They just keep buying more Bitcoin, right? It's almost like a weekly ritual at this point. Just dropped another $584 million for almost 7,000 Bitcoin.
Wow.
That brings their total to over 500,000 Bitcoin. I mean, think about that for a second. 500,000? I'm not sure belief even covers it at this point.
Right. It's way beyond just dipping your toes in the water.
Yeah.
This is a full-on commitment to Bitcoin. You don't make moves like that unless you're incredibly bullish on its long-term potential.
Totally. It's like they're saying, we're betting the farm and maybe the whole neighborhood on Bitcoin. I mean, what do you think this kind of massive accumulation signals to the rest of the market?
I think it sends a powerful message about institutional confidence in Bitcoin. They're clearly not just looking for a quick profit. This is about a fundamental shift in their treasury strategy. They see Bitcoin as a legitimate store of value, maybe even a hedge against inflation and uncertainty in the traditional financial system.
It's almost like they're saying, hey, everyone, come on in, the water's fine.
Yeah, it's like they're leading by example, showing other institutions that it's okay to embrace Bitcoin.
Speaking of making waves, we got to talk about Kraken. The rumors are flying that they're looking to raise $1 billion in debt, potentially paving the way for an IPO. What do you think about that?
Wow, $1 billion with a B. That's massive. And an IPO on top of that. Yeah, that would be a game changer for the crypto exchange landscape. Imagine Kraken, a major player in this space, going public. It would bring a whole new level of legitimacy and mainstream attention to the industry.
Yeah, it's almost like crypto finally graduating from college and getting a real job,
Totally. It's like crypto growing up and being taken seriously by the traditional financial world.
Yeah.
Of course, with that comes more regulation and scrutiny, but also more access to capital and investors.
It's a trade-off for sure. Okay, let's switch gears to something a little less volatile. Circle's USDC is launching in Japan tomorrow via SBI VC Trade, and they're planning to roll it out on more exchanges as they get regulatory approval. What's the significance of USDC landing in a major economy like Japan?
Oh, that's huge for stablecoin adoption. Japan's a pretty big deal in the global financial system, and they've got a pretty well-defined regulatory framework for crypto. So for USDC to get the green light there, it's pretty big validation of its credibility and stability.
It's like USDC earning a gold star from a very strict teacher.
Exactly. It's a signal to other countries and institutions that, hey, this stablecoin thing is legit. It can work within existing financial systems.
And speaking of shaking things up, there are reports that Sam Altman, the guy behind Worldcoin, is talking to Visa about turning their wallet into get this, a stablecoin-linked mini bank with global payment features.
A mini bank powered by crypto. That's pretty wild. It really shows how the lines between traditional finance and crypto are blurring. It's like these two worlds are colliding and creating something completely new.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing to think about. Imagine a world where anyone, anywhere can access basic financial services through a crypto-powered platform. It could be a game changer, especially for people in parts of the world that don't have access to traditional banking.
Absolutely. It could be a huge step towards greater financial inclusion, bringing millions of people into the global economy. It's definitely something to watch.
All right, let's talk about the regulatory landscape for a bit. Rumor has it that the SEC, under its new leadership, might be shifting its focus away from just blanket crypto enforcement and more towards targeting specific bad actors, like insider trading and fraud. What do you make of that?
Well, if that's true, it could be a positive sign. It suggests that regulators are starting to take a more nuanced approach to the crypto space. Instead of just trying to shut everything down, they're focusing on addressing actual harmful activities.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, look, we get it. Crypto is here to stay. We're not trying to stifle innovation. We just want to make sure things are fair and transparent.
Exactly. Focusing on fraud and insider trading is about protecting investors and ensuring market integrity. That's something everyone should be able to get behind.
All right, let's move on to something that bridges the gap between traditional finance and crypto. Trump Media is teaming up with Crypto.com to launch, wait for it, Made in America, ETFs that include both digital assets and traditional stocks, all through their Truth.fi platform. What do you think about this?
It's a fascinating development. It shows how crypto is becoming increasingly integrated into mainstream investment products. It's like they're taking the best of both worlds, the growth and potential of crypto and the familiarity and stability of traditional stocks, and packaging them together for investors.
Yeah, it's like a gateway drug to crypto for traditional investors. It's like saying, hey, you're comfortable with stocks. Well, here's a way to dip your toes into crypto without getting too overwhelmed.
Totally. And for crypto investors, it offers a way to diversify their portfolios and potentially mitigate risk. It's a win-win for everyone involved.
And get this, Standard Chartered, a pretty big name in the financial world, is making the case that Bitcoin should replace Tesla in the Mag 7 index. They argue that it would actually boost returns and lower volatility, and they're even classifying Bitcoin as a tech asset. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Yeah.
It's definitely a unique perspective, but it makes sense when you think about how closely Bitcoin's growth has been tied to technological advancements. And let's be honest, Bitcoin has been a pretty solid performer in recent years, even with its volatility.
It has. It really has. Okay, last but not least, let's dive into the exciting world of DeFi. BNB Chain just announced a $100 million permanent liquidity program aimed at boosting liquidity within their ecosystem and encouraging more listings on major centralized exchanges. What's the impact of that going to be?
Well, more liquidity is always a good thing. It makes trading more efficient, reduces price slippage, and attracts more users to the platform. And by getting listed on major exchanges, they're opening up their ecosystem to a much wider audience. It's a smart move for growth and adoption.
And dYdX is getting in on the token buyback trend. They're using 25% of their protocol fees to buy back dYdX tokens with the goal of strengthening network security and boosting the token's value. Good idea, bad idea. What do you think?
I think it's a smart move. Buybacks can reduce the circulating supply of a token, which can have a positive impact on its price. And by reinvesting protocol fees back into the network, they're showing a commitment to its long-term health and security.
And that builds trust and confidence among users, right?
Absolutely. It's about aligning incentives and creating a sustainable ecosystem for the long haul.
Okay, final stop on our DeFi whirlwind tour, Berachain. They're rolling out their proof-of-liquidity system and kicking off BGT governance via DeFi pools, their big goal. More on-chain decentralization. Can you explain what proof-of-liquidity is and why it's important?
Sure. Proof of liquidity is a relatively new consensus mechanism where users earn governance power by providing liquidity to specific DeFi pools. Basically, the more liquidity you provide, the more say you have in how the platform is run. It's a clever way to incentivize participation and ensure that governance is distributed more broadly across the community.
So it's like putting your money where your mouth is, right? You're not just talking about decentralization, you're actively contributing to it.
That's a great way to put it. It's about actions speaking louder than words. And by tying governance to liquidity provision, they're creating a system that's more resilient and less susceptible to manipulation.
That's awesome. So we've covered a ton of ground today. Institutions making big moves, stablecoins going global, potential regulatory shifts, traditional finance embracing crypto, and the ever-evolving world of DeFi. What's the main takeaway for you from all this?
I think it all points towards a maturing and increasingly interconnected digital asset landscape. We're seeing greater institutional acceptance, deeper integration with traditional finance, and continuous innovation driving the evolution of decentralized technologies. It's an exciting time to be in this space.
It really is. It's like we're witnessing the birth of a new financial system right before our eyes.
I couldn't agree more. It's a paradigm shift, and it's happening faster than anyone could have imagined.
So, deep divers, here's something to think about. With all this happening, with institutions pouring in money, with regulations evolving, with DeFi pushing the boundaries of what's possible, what do you think is going to have the most profound and lasting impact on the crypto space in the coming months? It's a big question, I know, but we'd love to hear your thoughts. So drop a comment below and let us know what you think. And hey, if you found this deep dive helpful, maybe learned a thing or two, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next adventure into the wild world of crypto.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Catch you next time.